Okay, today I thought we'd take a look at this early 1960s Moon Explorer. This is a bump and go toy. If we can kind of keep it on camera one way or another maybe. It's got things it can bump into. So you can see it's got flashing tail lights. It's got your standard bump and go actions. Should be coming back around once in camera. And let's take it up on the bench and talk about it. Hang on, gotta swivel you guys around. Okay, maybe right about there. Got a leg on the tripod collapsing for some reason. Maybe I should zoom in a little, huh? Okay, so this same tin body was used for several different toys. This particular Moon Explorer, like I said, is a bump and go drive. It's a very early bump and go drive, which means the actual motor that drives the wheels is in this contraption and not in the ship, which means they have to have a brush and a commutator to get power down to the motor unit. In this particular case, the motor itself was defective. It was one of the very early motors, which means the whole housing around the motor was made out of styrene plastic and it had cracks. And one of the brushes, which is connected, that goes down, takes power into the motor windings, was loose, so it wasn't always touching the commutator inside the motor, so the motor didn't run. So that meant I had to completely disassemble the bump and go drive, get the plastic motor out, repair the cracks in the plastic, repair the brush, reassemble the whole thing, and that's what you have here. On these early bump and go drives, and I've covered this before, there's one wheel, this one here, in this case, which is connected to the unit which drives, and then this one here, it has a spring that pushes on it that will transfer power to it so they can both drive. But if this were to hit something and jam, because that spring is there, it works like a clutch, so the wheel can spin. But even more than that, you'll see how they pivot this. They do that so that the main drive wheel, right now I'm applying pressure, see how it stays level, but that one can lift up in. It's just one more way of when it's bumped into something, you want to lose drive on one of the wheels, otherwise your bump and go drive won't work. You want this one to slip so that this one will continue to drive and then can rotate the whole thing until the toy can get out of harm's way. You'll notice this one has a nice guy in the cockpit. Got the on-off switch lever here. Had the dual flashing tail lights. They actually both flash at the same time. There's a cam on the shaft that comes from this, goes up, hits a cam. So every time this moves around, that's what causes the lights to blink in the back. Let's see if I can get it where you can see the lights blink and me moving it. So if you see, if I turn this on, so the lights blink based on the bump and go drive turning. I think that's about it. This one was originally sent to me also because one of these side fins was had become disconnected from the body. And the unfortunate thing for some people would be that if you want to reconnect that, you have to take the toy apart, because there's tabs that have to be pre-bent upward. So as you bring this top shell down, it locks them into place. There's no way to get in to bend those tabs up from the outside. But fortunately, I had to get inside anyway in order to completely remove the bump and go drive to repair the motor. So I didn't mind bending the tabs one time. They seemed very strong still. So I don't know if someone had been in this one before or not. I don't think so. Modern toy, so it's a Masudaya toy. And again, some of the dates I've seen for this would be about 1961, early 60s, let's just say, for the Moon Explorer. bump and go toy.